In five, four, three, two, one. Hello, bitches. How we doing? I just got back from, what did I do out there? Oh, I plugged in both ends, started the weld. Hello, how you doing? And then I showed up and I pushed the button. Nothing. The dryer breaker was off. So took me a second to figure that out. And then I did a world-class weld. I'm going to give this a B minus. And it is approximately 8:17, so I have enough time before it gets dark to do one more. But if this were to be my test, I would say I am right. I am passing with a B minus. That is not a gap in the weld. That's a I didn't grind down enough. I've got good penetration. And then I welded the other side too. So definitely good penetration no matter what. This weld is not coming apart in a million years. This metal will break here or here before it ever breaks here because the weld is stronger than the parent metal. So I'm going to go out there. Oh, and another reason for this increased proficiency and perfection is poignantly pointed towards the. In fact, I doubled the wattage. It's just fucking penetrating. More wattage does better penetration, gets more heat, and just does a better fucking job. I want a 500 watt welder, 500 volt. If I ever get to the point where I want to do more professional type welding, and yeah, and they're out there. And plus, it makes the job faster. It makes it better and faster. So yeah, definitely a good B plus here. I could really start producing my finished product of my platform for the generator on the back of the truck. I could start that right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to become a little bit more proficient with the welding. I got enough to do probably 5 more of these, and I want to make sure. I want to try to get to. I want to try to get the A plus understanding of this. That would be probably the best thing. And then this other metal is heavier. It's thicker stock, so that's going to make it a lot easier because that metal just soaks up the heat, and I don't have to worry about blowing through it. I can just make a good old puddle and strike a big fat joint. If I were smoking weed, that would be a really good thing right then. And then just grind it down because you can never have, well, to a certain point, you can never have too big of a weld joint. And then there's a certain point where it's just overkill and it's just really just a waste of material. You're just spending more time grinding than anything. So probably about a 16th of an inch. So that assures that you're getting deep penetration. Hey, how you like my new work shirt? My work shirt is better than your everyday shirt. That's how it is. All right, yeah. So we're at a tipping point with the skills here. Definitely. I'm happy. No blow throughs. This is the same thin gauge metal. No blow throughs. No problems. Well, right there. There's the only problems. And oh no, I did blow through right here. I blew through right here because I didn't move quick enough. You have to move about roughly twice as fast with the 240 volt. Hey, I'm learning, but my curve is relatively flat. It's more like a hump than the steep mountain. Of course, like I said, I remember another place I did grinding at and learned some welding at. It was a place on Meadow Road, and it was a friend of a friend's place, and he got me the employment there to work as a grinder, and they had welders there. It was me a grinder and a welder, and we worked 12 hours a day making clothing racks, artistic style clothing racks. I went up like this and then down on an angle with a bunch of chrome balls as hanger stoppers. And I learned some more welding there. It was for Neiman Marcus and Belk, Dillard's, all your flagship higher end clothing lines, clothing stores. Mainline, because Neiman Marcus is not really mainline. It's not for Joe Blow. There's a camel hair jacket there I want there is $3,000, and I will get it. I will get it. Maybe not now, but once they get the food truck going, I anticipate $4,000 to $5,000 days doing taco truck in the location that I'm anticipating. And being the marketing genius that I am, having worked for the world's largest private entertainment company as one of the most proficient and prolific vendors of the last 50 years, either number one or number two, or in the top five, mostly number one or two, in sales volume in North America over the course of 20 years. Yeah, I know what the fuck I'm doing. And I had people help me. I had people coddle me and mentor me and help me become the person I am today. Is because of these people that I worked with. They treated me like family. I mean, really treated me like family. I mean, I don't mean like some family that I know and could mention who would lie, cheat, steal, and manipulate the pants off somebody. And by the pants, I mean them out of their life fortune. They did me right. I did. They told me the signs, what to look for in marketplaces, how to read the signs, and how to what is this? Exploit how to exploit the situation. Exploit is a good thing. It's actually it's a both. It's like the word hustle. It has both positive and negative connotations. Get off of that, dog. When actually the word hustle means to move about briskly. It doesn't mean to cheat somebody out of something. It has become to mean in certain circles that, oh, he got hustled. Well, you can have hustle and not rip somebody off, which is what I got. Well, I sell balloons and I don't beg on a street corner like some people I know, Aaron Grooms. I couldn't do that. I could not be a fucking common beggar. Live in a fucking ditch or a fucking a lean-to made out of pallets and no electricity, no running water, constantly, literally begging, and no fucking pride. I try to teach this man how to do spray paint art. I taught him how to do it to a fairly proficient level. It's the fourth time I mentioned that, fourth or sixth. And he went downtown and made excuses why he couldn't make money. But yet there was a guy working in the same spot that I signed him to for 18 years. The cop never fucked with him for shit. I knew that was Goddamn lie. Motherfucker just didn't want to work. He would leave the spray paint there and go to people's houses. I can't make no money. He'd walk away and walk across the street and talk. Hey, what you should do is say, tell your friend to come over and stand next to you and talk to you while you work. Life is work. It takes work to succeed. It takes work. You have to apply yourself. The definition of work is applying force to an object. Applying force to an object. A spray can nozzle. Now, I mentioned him downtown a little bit, and I watched him while I was there. He would do it. Sell 3 pieces in 20 minutes for $60. We're talking pennies worth of spray paint and pennies worth of paper. It's basically a license to print money. And the fact that he didn't make $1,000 that day, let's say you have a drug habit. That's all much more reason to apply yourself and make $1,000 a day, or I remember Scott used to make $3,000 or $4,000 a day in that spot in tiny little Asheville, North Carolina. Oh, they were fucking about the fumes. Oh, really? They never fucked with Scott about the fumes. The only reason Scott quit was because he fucking broke his back in a car accident. He couldn't physically. You have to hunch over the paint, like you have to work the way that the style is. You work bent over like this. And I said, okay, well, if that's the truth, let's build your a spray box or the Lazy Susan in the middle. Every time that motherfucker came up with an excuse, I found a way to get around it, and he found another excuse not to work. I don't care if you're self-employed. You still have to work to a certain extent until you can find somebody else. And then in a situation like this, ain't nobody that's going to be good enough to make the spray paint art going to work for you and give you part of their money where they can just go out and buy all the same shit do themselves. So yeah, some things you really have to do the work yourself. And yeah, if you got drug problems, then that's all much more reason to put your nose to the fucking grind, especially a high profit thing like that. Let's say you got a $150 a day habit. Go downtown one day, make $2,000. Not have to work the rest of the week, pay rent, and a place to live, eat, put clothes on your back, have a vehicle, and do your fucking dumbass drugs. Why live in the fucking somebody else's property you can get kicked off of any moment? Now, mind you, when he was here, I never threatened to kick him out unless he were just fucking with me and wouldn't help out. Ass, gas, or grass. Nobody rides for free. That's universal everywhere. Like these drug hovels that he hangs out. Even they want something. They want some of your drugs. You got to share. But anyhow, I do digress. I'm not going to pick on somebody for being a dumbass. You want to do that away from me. I don't want no part of that stupid shit. I don't care if you got habits. That's fine. I lived in Vegas. I watched people do all kinds of drugs in the place I was living at. As long as what you do doesn't get me arrested, as long as what you do doesn't cost me money, hey, shoot gasoline up in your veins. That's up to you. I'll just take it as a study in sociology, see what a fucking dumbass you are. Anyhow, yeah. I'm burning daylight here. It's 8:31. I got about 10 minutes to go out and do another piece. This took me 20. So, well, that's what's setting up and everything. So, I want to jump off of here. And that's my trophy of success for right now. Talk to you in a minute.